dials and set 65 appointments with decision makers. How fantastic is that? Imagine if you carved out 2 hours every single day, Monday through Friday, to do this exact same activity. I mean, just think about where you can take your business. Of course, we come together for the Blitz every Tuesday collectively as a community, but you want to make sure that you are prospecting daily. So that 2-hour window of time, I don't know about you guys, but it totally blasted through so quickly, and we made some fantastic progress. Now, let's talk about some of our top callers, our top dialers, and some of our top appointment setters here today. We have, leading by example, Solutions Advisory Board member Miss Deanne DeBell with 28 dials, Demetrius Collins with 29 dials. Tied with 30 dials today, we have Noramia Jenkins at 30 and Mr. Clayton Brewer at 30 as well. Jennifer Lewis at 32 dials today. Mr. Jimmy Parrish, also Solutions Advisory member and a regional director, leading by example, 34 dials here today, Jimmy. That's awesome. Tied with 36 dials, we have Sheila Jones and Henry Sampson. With 38 dials today, we have Rose Rutzong. I apologize if I have mispronounced that by any means. Congratulations to you, Rose, on those 38 dials today. We have Robin Michelle Garrett at 39 dials. Jezreen Duncan at 45 dials here today. Karen McCoy at 50 dials. That's that steady 25 dials an hour. That is absolutely awesome, Karen. And topping the charts, name that is no stranger to our Blitz every week at 52 dials, we have Mr. Victor Rodriguez. Congratulations on your activity here today for all of our top dialers. That is just fantastic. Imagine where this momentum is going to take us with these dials out, the follow-ups that you have that you're going to be making. What is that going to look like for you as we head into the fourth quarter and those new groups that you're going to be open because of that activity that you are doing? Now, for our top appointment setters, this is awesome. We have tied with 2 appointments set. Lynn Harden, Bob Frazier, Joetta Bailey, John Dome, Patty McPhee, David Goudreau, Kadisha McKnight. Again, I apologize if I've mispronounced that at all. Liz Hopper, Rose Rutzong, Robin Michelle Garrett, all tied with 2 appointments set here today. Absolutely awesome. Tied with 3 appointments set, we have Henry Sampson, we have Darla Klopsky, Susan Marie Alley, myself, Rachel Lawton, don't know that name, but yes, I did set 3 appointments today, and Miss Renee McKnight tied with 3 appointments set. Now tied with 4 appointments set, we have Jezreen Duncan, Shirley Mears, and Brenda Guerrero. Congratulations. Topping the charts today, the name we just heard, Regional Director and member of our Solutions Advisory Board, leading by example, Mr. Jimmy Parrish with 5 appointments set today. That is absolutely fantastic momentum. Look at what we're doing. All of our seasoned and brand new and everyone in between associates are out here making those appointments. And again, just as I mentioned earlier, just think about where this momentum is going to take you as we head into the fourth quarter. Now, for everyone that's here on the line, pop into the chat for me one win that you've had in these last 2 hours. Maybe it is making your first dial out. Maybe it is having a fruitful conversation. Maybe you spoke to a gatekeeper and got some information from them. Put into the chat just one thing you're super proud of yourself that you were able to accomplish in these last 2 hours that we've been blitzing. Jennifer, I love that. Overcoming my fear of calling. Girl, we are with you. That is absolutely awesome. You know, I was reminded of this quote as we headed into the Blitz, that repetition is the master of learning, right? The mother of learning, that repetition. When you do that more and more and more, it just feels natural. So great job in stepping out in faith today, pushing past that comfort zone. the success is absolutely going to follow. Melania says, had a good conversation. That's fantastic. Gary Hardell, no appointment, but a great conversation. That is fabulous. Not being afraid to call my giants on my list, Rose. That is awesome. David says, setting an appointment with a group that I've had difficulty setting one up with in the past. The fortune is in the follow-up. Right, guys? I just absolutely love these. Let these comments keep on coming. We've got Karen, laughter with person who answered the phone twice. That's awesome. That just means that you have a very friendly voice. They're engaging with you. You're building that relationship. Richard Day says, I got some updated info from 5 groups, which I can follow up with. Fantastic. Louise says, I didn't get on the Blitz in time to log in and make any calls. That's okay, Louise. Just set that calendar and that appointment. Lock it into your calendar weekly, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week as well. So many other awesome successes here today. We love to share those together. Be sure that you're reading through these comments on all of these phenomenal successes that we have had here. Now, we do have some cash prize winners. Who doesn't love some extra cash? Those cash prize winners will be receiving $25 in a cash bonus via commission adjustments within the next week, okay? We have Mr. Clayton Buer, we have Rosa Hinton, Brenda Guerrero, Karen McCoy, and Rose Rotzong, all receiving that cash prize winning. Now, my recommendation would be to take out a prospect for lunch or bring some coffee into that prospect, make that $25 truly count. So congratulations to all of our prize winners. Thank you, Miss Mandy Henry, for popping that here into the chat for all of us to recognize. So very excited. And now I am going to get myself totally out of the way because I am so very pumped to learn from one of my dear friends. I have had the true pleasure and honor to serve alongside Miss Kelly Rowe in various different leadership opportunities, which really was kind of a bucket list thing for me. She was always a mentor to me in all of my years here at Legal Shield, and then getting the opportunity to truly know her as a friend, as a sister, and as a fellow trainer has just been absolutely fantastic. She's a $250,000 ring earner, guys. I believe, Kelly, you can let everybody know, but I believe it's been 27 years that you've been here with the company. 2-time Millionaire Club earner. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to get there. Personally written over 17,000 memberships. Just wow. We have so much to learn from you, Kelly, girl. Thank you so much for being here today. Excited to have you.
Rach, thank you. You're doing such a fantastic job. I mean, everybody, let's give a shout out to Rachel Lawton. I mean, she is a leader among leaders, and just her energy, right, guys? I know I was on the intro, and her energy just got me so fired up and ready to go. And so grateful and so excited to be asked to train today, Rach. It's been a little bit. We love the blitzes, right? Gets our energy up. So I am just going to share, and I was telling Rach, just need to send the request, guys, so that I can share my slides. But congratulations to everybody today. Thanks for hanging in there a little bit more. I definitely want to share some nuggets. Oh, and Rach, surprising, September will be 29 years.
Oh my word.
Right? So just a couple more. And yeah, and it's so funny because
I knew I was a little bit close, right? But I wasn't that close.
You were close, but girl, we never like to tell our age, right? So, you guys know I always say Mr. Stonecipher let me start when I was 12. So sorry, he let me start when I was 12, guys. Rach, you look like you're still, luckily Legal Shield keeps us young too, right? If you can see Mandy's so beautiful, right, at corporate. So whether you're corporate or in the field, Legal Shield keeps you young.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to learn from you, girlfriend. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. So I know we'll get started for time purposes. So thanks, Rach, and I know I'll bring it back to you afterwards. So Hey, everybody. Again, Kelly Rowe. Those of you that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, as I was just saying, September will be 29 years with Legal Shield. I just feel so blessed to be here and have found this. My background, so you guys know, I'm actually an Air Force vet, joined right after high school. So big shout out to all the other veterans out there and families and veteran families and dependents and spouses and just everybody. And I went to college after the Air Force, and then I got into real estate, and thank goodness that I did. And I know there could be other realtors, if you want to give thumbs up, other realtors out there. Was one of my customers. So she was a real estate client. Barbara O'Connor. We're still friends today. Actually, her birthday was on July 8th, right? She was 83 years old, my sponsor, and she is still out there. So those of you that ever met Bobby, she's amazing. But yeah, so she was one of my real estate clients. I bought the plan right away, thought as realtors, I'd use it for driving around, get a ticket or something. And I tell this because guys, this is part of the training, right? Because we're storytellers, we need a lot of stories. So just know that, my very first time I called was a $4,000 dispute. Now, I do want to say that, now to use it for that, I would need the Homebase add-on, right? But my very first legal plan, 29 years ago, included personal or business questions, right? But now I do on the Homebase supplement, so I would be able to use the plan for this. But I was able to call the law firm about this issue as a realtor with one of my clients. They reviewed everything, and long story short, said we were in the right. So, as many of you, right, what is our whole philosophy? That none of us have had access to attorneys, like the mega wealthy, right? Growing up, single mom, foster care, we didn't use attorneys. So when I got that positive response back and called the clients and said, we don't owe the 4,000, right? Because it wasn't going to be their deposit, right, guys? Realtors know it would have been out of my money. I just said, oh my gosh, everybody I know needs this, right? Youngest of 5, my older brothers had almost teenage drivers and had small businesses. So that's when I jumped in, and I really did think that I would stay in real estate a little bit longer, right? Because those realtors that have joined Legal Shield, they're great prospects for us. They're great recruits. Why? Because it's a perfect add-on for their clients, just like an insurance agent, right? They have their clients. They want to tell them about Legal Shield. They're homeowners now. They're going to have contractors at the house maybe. They're dealing with homeowners insurance issues, all of that. But guess what? Very quickly, I found out about the employee benefit side of Legal Shield, right? And closed my first group. And Rach, I just want to say to hopefully inspire. Again, guys, none of this is to impress, but just hopefully inspire you that group had 600 employees. The only reason I closed it was from what you were doing today, was because I was at an event, met a broker. I was the only Legal Shield card he had. And when one of his clients asked for legal plans, we didn't even have identity theft then, right? This was in 1997, 1998. I was the only card he had. And when he called me, I had no idea. I had never done a big enrollment like this. 600 employees. But Bobby and I together, we enrolled 200 plans, had an incredible payday. As you guys know, the comp plan. And I just said, oh my gosh, I need to be doing this full time. And so I actually stepped away from real estate. And so what I want to do, and you see the title of this, right? Let's go for the gold, right? Spain just did it. Now, anybody watching the World Cup finals, how exciting, right? I couldn't help but stay on after and watch the ceremonies, right? And just seeing the work that they put in. And so prospecting and being on the blitz, those are our games, right, to help us win the gold. And so we're in third quarter, but we have to plant seeds now. We have to do the activity now. I know I'm preaching to the choir, you guys were here on the blitz today, but what will this do? This will set us up to have our best fourth quarter ever. So I just want to give you some tips, some mindset, and some real concrete, how-tos also. But guys, we hear this in Legal Shield all the time. The how-tos do not matter, right? Who said it, Rach? I think from one of the chats, that just getting over the fear. And I know, Rachel, on the intro, you said it too. the phone weighs 100 pounds, 1,000,000 pounds. I mean, we're nervous. We all have that. And what do we say in our business is, if our why is big enough, right? Look at the last one. I won't, this is a great affirmation. I won't fear keep me fools in dreams. Right, guys, this is the best time of year to talk, right? Who said it? I think maybe David Goudreau. And hi, a bunch of friends on here too. I know I saw some great familiar names. But know that this is the best time of year. Look, you re-engaged with 5 clients, right? It's summer. Summer's kind of coming to an end, right? We know that employees take time off work, that we know they're dealing with their own kids out of school. But it's the best time because now they're starting to think about it. And we do love off-cycle enrollments too, right? So we don't have to wait. We can get in quick. But look, they need us. We have to be totally sold out on that. They need us. Companies need us. They need to stay competitive. I just had a conversation with a CFO that a really good conversation because he spoke at a conference and he said that all these other HR professionals came up to him because they're all dealing with the cost of turnover. He says internally at his company, the cost of turnover, the cost of just employees not being engaged, the cost of just their mindset, right? And their attitude. And we can help with all of that, right? We're voluntary. That's great, right? So the company doesn't have to pay for it. We're not asking them to look into their bottom line, but what we are saying to them is, hey, your employees are looking for this. We're going to give them a 40-50% savings off of retail rates, and you're going to be the hero. It's coming out of payroll. It's more convenient. You're going to be the hero. And guess what? Even if they don't participate first year, we planted the seed. We made you look good. We made your company look good, where your employees are saying, wow, oh, look, they are offering new things and so that's going to add some of that loyalty for them, right? So there's so many unspoken, issues that bringing in new benefits, increasing their benefits package at no direct cost to them. But we know it's more than that. Look, this chart was from 2021, but guess what? You Google it today. I just still love it because the 5 fastest growing voluntary benefits. Well, we're on the tail end of that, right? We're 4 or 5 years down the road from this, and we see it happening, and there's more and more articles. But you guys might be wondering, why did I star pet insurance? Well, imagine that, yes, being 2 of the top 5 is exciting, but think about another top benefit is pet insurance. Where do we have discounts in pet insurance for our members? Member perks, right? So think of some of these smaller companies or even some companies that